Keeps prompting me.
Well, you've been given a song to use, so use that.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
7 a.m. What do you reckon, George? Good time?
I'm lagging again.
He's lagging.
Is it a little bit?
It's my.
I think
it's my internet. I think it's as sleepy as I am.
That's all good, mate. Let's see who's in. I think we've got light work. This is the thing. It's an hour earlier as well, so I'm not expecting too many, but there's a few people up. So we've got Resale for Rescue. By the way. What? My comment got deleted again. Oh, Lucy, every week. What's going on?
I think if you comment the day before, because I've had it, YouTube removes it. So you've got to be literally the morning of.
Lucy shouldn't be like swearing in every comment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe we blocked her. Maybe put on a shadow ban mute.
Is that what she does? She starts swearing. Morning, all blurry-eyed. Yeah, a bit like this. I should be all right, to be honest, because I mean we're not up that much later than this doing it usually, but it hits you a little bit. Gentleman marketeer, my comment. Oh, here he is. Yo, always in.
Still waiting for him to confirm his appearance on the pod.
I don't know if I'm warming to him or not. We'll see. Good morning. I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did with Benji, because we ended up chatting for about an hour, and then I finally got him to introduce himself, and he was like, well, probably no one knows who the hell I am. But
yeah, the whole point of this is getting a guest on is to make our life easier. So let's get George to do all the talking.
Yeah, you just crack on for about an hour and a half, mate, and we'll just chill with our coffee, yeah?
Yeah, I'm the culpable one, apparently. So all the blame can be laid on me. That's what it is.
Give us a quick intro, George, for the people who do not know who you
are. I'm tired and I'm grumpy. That's what I am. No, I'm George. I'm a reseller and I sell stuff. That's all you need to know. We all know why we're here. Let's just move on. Come on.
Let's crack on. Right. It's been, because James, we went live literally as soon as all this information came out. I think it came out the day after we went live last week. We was catching up with Simon, start of Q4. eBay, they scrap fees. Then we went start of Q4 and then Vinted Pro. So there's so much been going on in a week, but we didn't get to cover it. So I wanted to speak about it in a bit of detail. I want to get George on as well. But in terms of what we know about Pro, so as far as I'm aware, there's no fees, there's unlimited listings, and then the situation is you either convert your current profile or you create a new one. And there's been different resellers doing different things. But if you converted your current profile, I think you had to clear your balance and you had to go on holiday for about 2 weeks, which I don't know if that's really a good thing at this time of year. But yeah, what are you guys thinking about Pro?
Yeah, I mean, look, since we last recorded a podcast last week with so much has happened. Like, so much has happened, I feel, in the last week of reselling. There's been obviously the eBay changes, which I think was the day before we went live, then the Vinted Pro, then all the reseller drama that we all know about, which is
I was going to say we missed that.
All the drama in the community, as we do, the inverted speech marks. But yeah, man, so Vinted Pro, I opened up a new Pro account, and there was this whole thing with people who were limited company were getting straight through, no issue. The sole traders were having this issue when it comes to typing in the company registration number. And then I was looking at George Ross's stories, who was updated, and he said, the workaround is to enter your national insurance number. And I was thinking, I'm not sure about doing that and putting that online. And I think it was the day after, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I typed in the NI number and it does appear on there. But yesterday, Vinted removed it. But it was really weird because they removed it and then it came back and then they removed it. And as you can see, under company number now, it started out.
So under company number, rather than an actual company number, there's put in the national insurance number. That's what it was.
Yeah, so my national insurance number was showing for 3 days, which loads of people might have opened up some Littlewoods catalogs and all the rest of it. But so foolish from me, I don't mind saying. I should have waited. I get too impatient. I want to be that person to be like, yes, it's out, let's go. But I've heard now from looking on the gram that people can't even register right now. as a sole trader. They kind of put the pause on it. So look, I think like any company, and similar to what I done, Reaction, I think with eBay dropping this information, Vinted were just like, right, we need to do it. We need to do it. This is going to spark it. We're going to get people on. Let's click this button without thinking about, okay, what about the back end of the system? Are we ready to launch it right now? And we heard lots of rumors that Vinted Pro was going to come out mid-October. And I still believe that was the original plan, but I think they were very reactive to what eBay was doing. But hey, I've sold 2 items on Vinted so far, so happy days.
George, do you think this was rushed?
Yeah, I agree with James. I think that's exactly what happened. I think they wanted to take the narrative away from eBay to try and, co-opt the narrative and say, ha ha ha. But I think it backfired. And we actually heard about Vinted Pro, what was it, at the beginning of the year, like in February. So they've had like 7 or 8 months to sort this BS out. And like I was the same. I saw George Ross his post and I said, "Oh, I'll put in the national insurance number." And I tried it, and it didn't. It did work, but I had like credit in my account. I had something like £140 odd ready. But I couldn't switch over until I've actually done that because I want to keep all of my reviews because I've got like 5-star reviews because I'm me. But it's one of those, isn't it? I think they've shot themselves in the foot. This could have been. I thought it was like a brilliant coup. I was like, oh, well done, round of applause, But no, I think they've shot themselves in the foot a little bit with this one.
Yeah, because James, you was thinking about either converting or creating a new one. Because some people they want to buy an account and then they want to sell an account as well. So they want a pro account and then a personal account, which I was thinking, because you can't have 2 personal accounts. I thought, is that allowed? Then you said to me, you was like, no, it says in their T's and C's you can have a pro and you can have a personal account.
Yeah, so you can now. So with Pro coming out, you can have a Pro account and you can have the personal. So my previous account where I done my sniping on, I'm keeping that as my sniping account. Simply because of that reason. It's the impatience of myself because I was the same. I had sold a couple of things on there, a £25 balance that I had to withdraw. I had to put my thing on holiday mode. And I was like, I can't wait 2 weeks. I'm going to fall behind everyone else. So yeah, I personally feel as well, I do not want the whole situation to come up to be like, you brought this item from me for £5. You haven't even confirmed you've received it yet. And I've seen you've listed it on your Vinted for 100. And that conversation, I feel, will come up so many times. So to have it completely separate means hopefully, unless they search for their item, I'll be fine.
Do you think many people will get like that then? Do you think you get a lot of messages from people saying you've taken it off me for a quid and you put it up for like 30? Do you think that'd be a massive issue? Do you think Vinted will clamp down on that? As in, like, is that allowed? Because I don't think you're really supposed to do it on a personal account, are you? Can you do that on a pro account? Is it allowed?
I think Vinted will be fine. I think it's more of the person you brought it from. I don't want to get a negative review saying this bloke brought this off me and has now listed it on his Vinted for 10x the amount of money.
Yeah, I got doxed on Vinted once. Basically, I wouldn't give this person it was an hour. No, it was an hour.
Jordan, your dial-up today.
Is it really bad?
That's right, Karen.
You like pause and then it's like,
yeah, keep cutting in and out. Go on.
No, I got doxed and basically a toy worth like a tenner, and she wanted it for £1 or £2, but she gave me the spiel of how, oh, it's my child's favourite one, la la la. And I was like, sorry, no. That's all I put, sorry, no. And the next minute I got probably I was on live, it was in the morning, and I got like probably about 50 messages saying, sell her the toy, and like offers, like, well, so I think she was part of like a mum's group on like Facebook or, like a Vinted buyers group or something like that. And I was like, hang on, you've got to be careful, love, because I know your account now and you're selling on there. I could use my other account and buy off you and find out your address.
Yeah, there is some nutters out there. I've had threats on Vinted before. I think Vinted, there's more nutters than eBay, strangely enough. But
for real,
yeah, you got to be super careful.
Yeah, I think with your personal account that you had to wait a certain amount of days after all your transactions went through to then change your name, didn't you?
Yeah, because my personal account was my name, and this guy started sending pictures of like my Instagram and sending pictures of other. Yeah, it was weird, George, and he was like, "I know your full address and all this stuff," because he'd
Yeah,
sent screenshots of my eBay. Because on eBay it shows your full address, you know. So he sent screenshots of that, and I was like, most people. I mean, George, you know, I'm into my true crime. 99% of people aren't going to do anything, but that 1% is the kind of person to come and throw a brick through your window. So yeah,
well,
I reached out to
people.
Vinted.
I've
Sorry,
had people turn up at my house
that's what
because
I
of
mean.
that.
Yeah, and I had to reach out to Vinted and say about it. And they were like, "Oh yeah, you've got to wait until all your orders are complete." So for 2 weeks, I couldn't snipe, I couldn't do anything, just to change the username. I was like, surely they got to read these messages and say, "Yeah, do you know what? We'll let you change your username because of this."
Or
But yeah, you got
can't,
to be super careful.
like, couldn't they do it for you?
Well, you would have thought so, but we'll get on to Vinted customer service shortly, I'm sure, because
What, they've got one?
we'll talk about the pros and cons of Vinted, because we hear all the good stuff about Vinted, and I agree. I think the platform's great. I think it's easy to list. I said I've been selling stuff on Vinted that has been sitting on eBay for ages for more money on Vinted, which is weird. But there is some downsides to Vinted. So I mean, the customer service side is non-existent when it comes to that. You can't call anyone. I messaged them 3 times about the national insurance number. No response at all from them. So you've probably used Vinted, George, a lot more than Luke and I when it comes to the selling part. What's it like selling on Vinted? Because we know the customer service from buying is not the best, but what's it like as someone selling items?
Weirdly, it's actually obviously it's really easy. You've got 7 categories. It's easy to upload. You leave it, boom, done. There's no promoted listings, but BS. However, you can spotlight your wardrobe. You can do these collections for like an added fee or something like that. So there is stuff that they make money off on, like surplus. So there's stuff like that, but it's just, I find the what's the word that they do on eBay when you scroll, people scroll and it's not intentions, what's it called?
Algorithm.
Yeah, it's the algorithm, how many people are actually looking at your item, but obviously not clicking. So the click through.
Oh, okay, yeah, like the views and stuff.
Like, so yeah, like views. Like I've got so many views on of it. Like the views are so much bigger because I've read somewhere when I was doing a little bit of research that of all the apps in the world, Vinted is one of the most scrollable apps. Like people scroll on it for longer, and it's only seconded by Temu. So in the world, that's kind of crazy considering it's only in Europe at the moment. So people are staying on it for longer and they're scrolling. But I find it's a lot easier to list. And to be fair, I've not had, in terms of like bad buyers, I've not really had any because it's such I can't swear really. It's such a shit show to get your money back if you're a buyer. People don't, you don't get the riffraff. You get that more on eBay because they try and game the system. Whereas on Vinted, they know it's a fool's errand, so they don't really do it as much, I find. So yeah, I get stupid offers. Get stupid offers like nearly every day, but I don't get like scam buyers like in the volume that I do on eBay. That's it. So yeah, I find it's pretty good personally.
Yeah, I think that customer service showed as well when this launched because, I mean, I don't know just how serious this is, like, but we got sent in a little group chat the article from the Sun. I don't know if any of you see that, but it. Let me just try and get it up because you got to take this with a pinch of salt as well, because obviously it is the Sun. But
we were saying it yesterday. Of all the places to report it, it's going to be the Sun. Of course, it's going to be the Sun. But another thing that Vinted definitely need to improve, and I find this the most frustrating thing about it, is the whole offer thing. Because it's not easy to send an offer to your customer from the item itself. You've got to click on every single notification and send the offer. And already I'm getting really frustrated with the amount of notifications from Vinted.
in breach of hundreds of Vinted users, hit by a huge error exposing personal details that could see bank accounts drained. Oh my god.
Me, I'm one of them.
That's what I mean. Like, so I don't know just how much they can be done for this, because I thought, oh, they're showing national insurance numbers. Like, I didn't know how serious that was, because it can be used for fraud and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I actually got a letter from these guys. I don't know if any of you lot, do you have to pay the ICO? Because obviously it's like handling data and stuff like that. But because it's pretty much primarily on eBay and like other platforms, I don't know if it's something we do need to sign up for, or we do need to pay them. So I was going to ask you guys that anyway. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be looking into it, and I don't know if the repercussions of this are going to be crazy or not, because it says hundreds. I thought it would have been more than hundreds, to be honest. I thought it'd be in the thousands, but then again, it is. I mean, yeah, I don't know, but they're going to be looking into it. How serious it is, I don't know.
But weren't they fined like €2 million by was it the EU for data?
Yeah, they have been fined before. I remember someone saying that.
So they've got previous then.
Maybe they'll give all the people they've shown national insurance numbers. Maybe they'll give us all like £1,000 credit to spend on Vinted.
All right.
Who knows?
Yeah, so that led to that led to what? Blocking of accounts. I mean, you said it was open, James, and then it closed again. So there was blocking. I don't know whether it's sole traders or just everyone altogether, because limited companies, it seemed like it was like the smoothest process ever, really.
Yeah, it was just a sole trader side, because it asked you for your company number, which you obviously get from HMRC, etc. So yeah, copied that and it wasn't working. NI worked, and then yeah, they were showing it. And now, as I showed you, mine's all starred out now. But people yesterday on Instagram were saying that they can't even sign up now. It's basically saying it's not in the UK, it's only in France. So I don't know whether they've put a block on it completely for new and do you know what? What I will say from a Vinted point of view, it makes perfect sense. Let's put out the fire now before it gets worse. So let's block it. Let's close it down for a second. Let's fix all the back end stuff for a couple of days, and then we'll reopen it up to new signups again. Because the people who have signed up, we're kind of through that part. All they've got to do is block it on the back end, which they've done. But for new people, they don't want this issue again. So they probably just close it down for a couple of days, fix out the issues, and then relaunch. But in hindsight, I should have done what I heard a lot of people do. I'm going to wait a couple of weeks for them to iron out all the problems. Because with anything new launching, there is always glitches. There is always problems.
Yeah. And I think, if you see Adam from the Flip Room, he was like, this would be a perfect opportunity for eBay to do an ad and basically say, like, we won't display your public information. Do you know something?
Yeah, you have
along
no
those lines?
sign-up issues on eBay, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it would have just been unbelievable. Like, hit like the Google ads or do an Instagram or whatever. And yeah, I think he's bang on, because they'd finally have something over him for once. Well,
that's it. I love corporate kind of tit for tat drama. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I love the Starbucks Costa drama that happened a few years ago. I'm obsessed. But it's like you said, they've finally got something over on Vinted. For so long, they've been reactionary to Vinted, to the market, and now they're like, nah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, George. I mean, there was the whole Marks and Spencer's Audi thing over Colin the Caterpillar, wasn't there? A couple of years ago, and they were like tweeting each other, and stuff like that is great. It draws publicity. So eBay could have easily done like a post about it, just saying you have no problem signing up on eBay, or we will never display your national insurance number here on eBay. Like, it would have been a great win. But I don't know whether I feel like eBay haven't got that fun, creative side to them. Where I think if it was the other way around, Vinted would have done something like that, would have maybe posted something like, we would never display your national insurance number here on Vinted. We just want you to sell stuff with no fees for everyone, that kind of thing. But I don't know whether eBay have that fun side to them. They're quite corporate as a business, I feel.
Yeah.
People are saying that Audi's marketing team are quality. It needs to be the Audi on M&S. Audi, yeah. Have you seen Ryanair's Instagram?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ryanair's great, because people moan to Ryanair all the time about X, Y, and Z, and they just literally just slate people.
George, if you haven't seen it, mate, it's
what,
so funny.
Do they answer back to certain people?
Yeah. People moan about like, oh, you know, this is my so-called window seat at Ryanair, and it's obviously no window. And then they reply back saying like, oh, maybe you should spend a bit more money and fly with BA. Like they just like fight back.
They just roast you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
It's great.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a nightmare launch week, but nonetheless, I mean, this is what was that? Sorry, George.
Sorry, I was just going to say you can tell that an actual human is behind that, and that's what is kind of nice as well.
Yeah.
Like you say, eBay's very corporate, but then that is kind of like very human. Like I like a bit of getting roasted a bit.
Just gives it like a funny side, doesn't it? But that's what I mean. This is at the very beginning. Like this, I mean, this will probably be forgotten in the long run. Like strategy wise, I mean, how are you guys going to play Vinted? I mean, is it still going to be like an overspill of, you know, stuff maybe with like defects or stuff you just want a rapid quick flip? I don't know, because I was speaking to, she's actually in now at the minute, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity as and when I do start using it to push like, because I have loads of like new with tag stuff, like dead stock stuff that I don't really want to be putting through eBay. So I was going to put it through there, but I was speaking to her, she said new with tags, they're really hot on it. So I don't know if that's the play, but yeah, how are you guys going to play it? What kind of categories are you going to be pushing into that, or is it just as and when?
My opinion, not my opinions change, but the trouble is I hear so many differences of opinions, because I heard this thing the other day, because my initial thought was, look, I've got a cross-listing tool now that I've got for a month. Just put everything from eBay, cross-list it all onto Vinted, and just get it all over. But then I think it was Benji the other day, and he made a very good point. He was like, but how's eBay going to view you delisting 5, 6, 7 items every single day off eBay that sell on Vinted over eBay? eBay's not going to then reward you with more traffic. So is that going to kill your eBay store? So then it made me think, do I open up a new category just for Vinted? Do I kind of say, right, moving forward, I'll give an example. Moving forward, learn more about women's clothing, which I never really touch at all, and actually use that as the platform. So all my women's clothing goes straight to Vinted. It doesn't go to eBay. But I said I've been cross-listing on both. And I've only got, I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't done many. I've only got 21 items so far. But I sold a jacket yesterday for 35. That has been on eBay for 25 for 8 months, and it's had nothing. So I think there is an opportunity to make some good, fast money with Vinted, and it is fee-free. So when I get a Vinted sale, I'm more buzzing than when I get an eBay sale, because straight away I go to myself, yeah, that is the price I sold it for, but I'm also having to give away like 13 to 18%, depends on promotion. So yeah, I'm in two minds, mate. My first move was to cross-list everything, and now I'm a bit like, no, just take it a bit slower and just drip feed some stuff in and see what happens. What about you, George? You've been doing it a lot longer.
Well, I've actually got, because I've got on Depop, I've got an account for clothing, and I've got an account for everything else, and that's the same on Vinted, because I've got two. I don't know why, like, people say you can't have two private accounts on Vinted or two accounts.
I love the pauses.
That's all it is. And so it's on another. And yeah, so I have seen, like, weirdly, I have seen, like, they do kind of balance each other out in a weird kind of way, because I get more traction than the clothing, which is it's kind of interesting. But I think going heavy into clothing is definitely, like, I've seen a few. There's some really good people have been doing it really well. I've seen some. I've forgotten what her name is, but all she does is high street brands. So she does. I know for a fact she sells like luxury, but I've forgotten her name. But she basically just does M&S and Next. That's basically like the only thing she does. So she gets them for pennies, and she puts them up for like a £5 each, like on what's it. And she's got thousands of sales, like thousands of like reviews and stuff. And so it's like that is a really good like idea. Maybe target brand on there and then name it on your like shop name, like Nike Kicks or whatever, you know. So I don't know. There's lots of different ways that you can do it, but I think you can have more than one account. You have to be careful, otherwise they'll just close you down. You know?
Yeah, I think you in your recent, was it the kilo sale that you went to? You started picking up M&S as well?
Oh, that was I went to a kilo sale in Manchester. That was £10 a kilo, and I found there was loads of Edwin jeans there, but I found some Fjallraven and some Patagonia and what else? Oh, Christ. And some other bits. But I went to a jumble sale like earlier on in the day, and I got like for 40p, like loads of M&S stuff, like 40p each. It's just there. It's amazing how much stuff is. And like you said, I think I heard Benji say on when he was on that M&S is one of the top search for terms. So be a fool not to kind of like dip my toe into that water.
Yeah, Benji and I were talking about M&S walking around the car boot on Sunday because he was saying about that as well. He was shocked in the search terms about how M&S. I think he said it was third on the list, which blew his mind. So it was quite funny when we were walking around at stores. We were seeing all the M&S stuff, but we were actually stopping to look, and we were like, we need to really learn what M&S stuff you just walk straight past and what stuff you grab. And we looked at some M&S stuff, and it was I think they're either wool blend or cashmere jumpers. And this woman had a stall, and there was so much of it, probably about 30, 40 jumpers. So I said to Benji, like, oh, okay, if this stuff's like, £1 or £2 a piece, I'm going to buy a lot. And I asked the woman, and she was like, yeah, that one's 25. So people also know what they sell for. But yeah, I need to definitely do and if I say this, I need to do a deep dive into M&S to actually see the stuff that does sell. And again, we were discussing the whole fee thing, because sometimes at the car boot, you might buy something for 20 that you could sell for 50, and you might be in two minds to be like, after all my fees, is it worth my time? Is it worth the investment? And I said to Benji, but if you can get £50 on Vinted for it with no fees to pay, it then becomes, it is worth your time and investment. So do you feel your strategy for buying at the car boot, you'll be a bit more flexible with things, knowing that you can list it somewhere with no fees to pay? Because I'm always thinking to myself at the car boot, you say it's going to sell for 60, but then take off, as I say, the 18, 20% maybe off that price straight away. And then you start thinking, oh, do you know what? It's not worth the investment. So I'm a lot more open now to spend up a little bit more at the car boot and maybe make a less of a profit, knowing that it's going to be fee free.
Do you want to go, George, or do you want me?
Yeah, but I think it depends if because some people don't like with boots at the moment, they're not closing down, but they're kind of petering off a bit. So like if you get stuff from like a charity shop where it's a little bit more expensive, it's like a bit, do I want to put it on eBay or do I want to put it on Vinted? Like I got some when I went to this like clearance warehouse thing for a charity, and I got 4 ended up being 5 in the end. 5 Barber, like just clothing and outerwear. They've all sold now, but I paid for 2 of them. I paid 20 quid, and I've sold one of them for 120 and one of them for 80. And I would never have. But weirdly, I would have never gone into a charity shop. I think I saw one actually, a Barber wax coat for 20 quid. I went, oh no. I was like, I think it's only because I got that aversion to like, how dare they, like in a charity shop. But yeah, this clearance house, I was just like, yeah, sod it, I'll get it all. And I'm glad I did, because inside that wax coat was a gilet. So I just separated them. So it was like getting a freebie. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it. Do I think it would be probably wiser putting on Vinted for the quick, and one of them sold on Vinted within a couple of days. So that's how quick Vinted can be. Like for some other things, like on eBay, they can take forever to sell. Like it doesn't even matter what kind of brand it is; they can take forever to sell some things.
I mean, stuff like what George said there. So if I got a Barber jacket, especially with a liner in it, the liners go for like 35 anyway. Yeah. It's like you get that, and then you get a Barber wax jacket, which is like what 80 to 100, depending on the certain type. Stuff like that, I personally wouldn't put on Vinted. Like I would go eBay for that sort of stuff. And what George was saying earlier, because it was as you was walking out, you found those Patagonias as well, wasn't it? So as you was coming out the kilo, so
right there. And they've sold for 25. They sold 25 the other day on Vinted.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as like the ones into 10s and 15s. I'll probably put on there, but anything over, I'd probably go for eBay. But
that's so interesting you say that. I wouldn't put it on Vinted.
I don't know why it's in my head. That's the way that I would do it. But the thing is, when you were speaking about cross listing, because I've never done it, it just doesn't come into my mind.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think about using a software. But I think it's because of, I mean, we say it's like the group that we've been in, the way that we've learned stuff, and it's just kind of the way. Do you know what I mean? And it's probably detrimental as well, because I mean, you've said it more recently with like, that's the way that we've always done stuff. Like, we kind of not like have to get out of it, but we have to see the other options as well. And we've seen people like what Kaylee, like she's in it now. And yeah, I'm going to ask George that question 100%. But she's thrived off the stuff that where we've gone. Like, don't know about that.
I think look, at the end of the day, we've come in here. There's been many episodes where we say we don't use cross listing tools. We don't believe in cross listing. But there's never been a platform, I believe, that is given eBay a run for its money. I've always heard about these other platforms, you know, even the live selling aspect, always said like, oh, I'd love to give live selling a go once it comes to eBay, because I don't believe any platforms come close to that when it comes to even when eBay releases the live selling platform. I believe they will take control of that market personally. But when it comes to Vinted now, they are getting the sales in. You've seen the results of people doing it. Yes, we've always played it safe because we've used it as a sniping opportunity to buy an account. We don't want to lose our account, etc. We've had conversations offline where I've said to you, do you think we're too safe? Do you think we're literally like stupid not to list a couple of things? And before Pro came out, I listed a few things, and I was saying to you, Luke, you need to list some of your top and stuff on there because it will sell. And if you're listing like 1 or 2 a week, they're not going to come to you because that's basically like a private seller effectively. But I would say if you listed your barber on Vinted at £80 and eBay £80, it probably would sell on Vinted for £80. And then you've got no fees to pay. So you're getting more bang for your buck. So I think you need to try. I think maybe even with your listings today, just manually list them over to Vinted.
I cross list manually.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust software.
You know, it's exactly what you just said there. I think it's more so the software, but yeah, I think that's just where my head's at. But the thing is, I won't be listing anytime soon, but that's for different reasons, as you two know. But yeah, I want to see what a few people are saying, and then because I want to catch up a little bit, because I know we've been chatting, we've been harping on for a little bit. But yeah, this is when you said that you was when you take down stuff on eBay, is it going to affect the sales and that as well? Because I mean, I think it would. I think it would have an effect, because they'd be seeing that you're taking down X amount of listings per day. It looks a bit weird, but Chris was saying I do exactly this. List everything on both. As of now, I'm not seeing any impact of removing items from eBay that have sold on Vinted. Chris is doing unbelievable at the minute, by the way. I just want to put that out there. It's getting to the point where I know resellers that are slyly moving buyers from eBay to Vinted. Do you think that?
I could see it happening. I was going to ask you both a question. We'll go through the questions first, and I can ask you the question around: do you see anyone closing down their eBay store completely and moving completely over to Vinted? Because I'm using it, and we'll probably get to it. John mentioned it earlier as well. I see Vinted Pro just as another opportunity to gain money. I mean, I wrote down on my whiteboard a goal I've set myself at the end of the year. I want to earn X amount on Vinted by the end of the year. Next year's goal on Vinted will be much higher. But the worrying thing with me is putting things on 2 platforms, like we've always spoke about. If it sells on Vinted and you forget to remove it from eBay, you know it's going to sell on eBay the next day. It's just sod's law, it's going to happen. And then where do you honor the sale? For me, it would always be eBay. But say, for instance, I sell something on eBay for 20 and I'm paying all the fees, and it's sold on Vinted for 30, just for an example, and I'm paying no fees. It's going to be hard for you to then say, do you know what, I'm just going to cancel the eBay order. But I do believe eBay will punish you. From what Ben said the other day, it kind of hit me a little bit to say like, eBay's not going to like that. But it's quite funny, since I've started listing on Vinted, my eBay's like gone like sky high compared to where it was before. I don't think it's linked. There's other reasons, but yeah, whether eBay are just like, please don't leave us.
I want to go on to that as well, probably after we've chatted about this, because I mean, you was a bit worried about your sales, and we've all been there. And then I think you've realised something that I think it was around promoted listings or whatever. And I mean, I get it as well, where you lack a little bit of confidence, but then all of a sudden, I mean, you told me how many sales you got this weekend, and it was ridiculous. It was a lot, and then you even took a picture of it as well. So yeah, that was insane. I want to catch up with just the rest of these, and then we'll go back onto that as well, though. But yeah, George, answer that one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Compare the cut we're willing to take it. So so this is backing up what you're saying, James. Compare the cut we're willing to take on whatnot for a quick sale. Vinted is less of a cut, but 24, 48 hours to sell anything quality. And bearing in mind, I mean, the thing that was sitting on there for 8 months, as far as eBay is concerned, that is a stale listing. It's been on there for 8 months, but I've seen that a lot from other people where, I mean, I think it was Flip Room again, Adam, when he does his like experimental things, but he put up 2 sets of football shirts exactly the same time on eBay and on Vinted, but the watchers and viewers, the watchers and views that it got on Vinted compared to eBay was crazy. Like a lot more favorited and a heck of a lot more views. And it was exactly the same price, exactly the same pictures, exactly the same listings. Like it was scary. And that to me just doesn't make sense when you're selling pretty much worldwide.
Yeah, it's strange. It depends. I think it depends how people see Vinted as a platform. And I've always used Vinted as a platform I'm going to get a bargain from, but that's coming from a sniper mentality. But there's lots of people out there who aren't resellers, who are just buyers on the platform. So I will put up an item, and I put up one yesterday, and it's got, at the moment, to give you an idea, here we go. The one I put up yesterday has 4 favorites and 28 views from the one I put up yesterday. So them 4 favorites, I can send them out on offer straight away. But if I put that, well, I've got the same item up on eBay and it's got no watchers whatsoever. So do you feel on Vinted, people just scroll and all you've got to do, I think it's like push the love heart button.
Yeah.
So do you think people just scroll and say, yeah, I might come back to that? I mean, for instance, like my Halloween stuff, okay, lots of it gets views, lots of it gets favorites, but then people aren't checking out as quick as I feel they should. So maybe people are just saying, oh yeah, Halloween's coming up. That's good. I'll come back to that. So it doesn't get lost in the algorithm, or do you know what? I'll favorite it because I know this person's going to send me out an offer soon. So I think the mentality more so with Vinted is very much like eBay. You know, if you want something cheaper on eBay, just watch someone's item and wait. Because normally in 10 minutes, you know, if someone watches my item, normally in 10 minutes, you're going to get a coupon sent to you to save money. So I think the mentality on Vinted is that if I favorite, this guy's going to reduce this price for me so I can buy it. But I'm just not shit hot on the offers yet on Vinted. I just find it really annoying. So I need to get better. When I get a notification that someone's favorited, go straight on the phone, send the offer and move on. But as I say, notifications just non-stop.
I mean, weirdly, I buy more on Vinted now than I do on eBay, just for myself personally. And I got some Elmer gloves the other day on Vinted because I did what you did. I've liked them for over a month, and there's other people, you can see how many people are watching their item. And I was like, oh no, they're gonna go. So I sent an offer out. I've just knocked like about 5 or 6 quid off, and it got accepted. I was like, yes. But I do that. I scroll through and go, oh, they're nice. Usually with like sneakers and stuff, I'm like, oh, they're nice. And I get like offers off every now and then. They do it on eBay as well, but I don't know. I'm more like, weirdly, I don't know what it is. I think I've changed now, like my mentality. I think I'm more likely to buy for myself, weirdly, on Vinted. Yeah, because I don't snipe really on Vinted. I'm not good at it.
Yeah, but I'm the same. When it comes to shopping, I'll never go on eBay to search for clothes. It'll be Vinted. Like I'm the same as a buyer's point of view. But yeah, I must admit, I just sort of see something and then just check out. I never try and like make an offer, and I never try and favorite. But I need to try that more as a buyer to save some money. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'll be interested to see whether someone does that. Someone does close down their eBay store and goes, I'm 100% a Vinted seller now. There will be people out there who will do it.
Because there's people that have done it. Well, going on to him again, Adam, he closed down his eBay, didn't he? And then he was like, I'm going full whatnot. So there are people out there that close it down. I don't know about ever closing it down though. I mean, I don't really see the need to fully like close it down. And I mean, maybe for like focus and just stick with one platform, but Yeah, I mean, what you're saying about scrolling and favoriting and stuff like that, they make it like a social media. I mean, it's that addictiveness of it, and it's just very easy to scroll down, hit the heart. I mean, with eBay, it's nothing like that. It just seems there's just a lot more steps to it, isn't there?
Yeah, it reminds me of like Vinted. It's been around for a long time, but I think it's only been in the past like 4 years that it's really kind of like taken off. And before that, Depop used to be that kind of link between social media. It was so easy to kind of like and share stuff because it is like a younger person's kind of app. But now it's kind of like it's completely switched, and it's like Vinted's just up and away. You're coming.
Yeah,
Ulmer, yes. All right, I'll check it out.
They're on
If
you.
Ulmer says that's it, I've got to do it.
Yeah, Shell Slam Vinted is more like a wish list. Yeah, resale for rescue. As a buyer for Vinted, a favorite while I'm looking through, then go back through them also to see if I wanted to buy. Yeah, I mean, it's like me on like YouTube when I like favorite stuff or whatever, or like add it to the queue. It's like it's very easy. So
talking to YouTube, have you watched any cool videos on YouTube recently?
Yeah, I watched some like one that you sent me actually. Reseller drama one. It was brilliant. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't want to go too much into it, but it was I mean it was so good. Oh, anyway, yeah, should we catch up? Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to chat about that, then maybe that could be a different episode or whatever. Can you run coupons sales on Vinted Pro? So you can, what you saying it earlier, George, weren't you? You can bump items, you can spotlight them.
Yeah, Spotlight. I find weirdly, like with Spotlight, it does work. You can kind of see it, kind of like with eBay, you can kind of see it. It's like the impressions. That's the word I was looking for earlier on. The impressions, like you can see it. But I always try and think like because it used to be $6.95 for like the week or something like that, and then now it's like $9.95. Some of it, oh, you're pushing it now, mate. Like I'm not going to be doing that. But
No.
you kind of see it as long as you make a sale that covers that fee, you should be all right. But yeah, I find it does work. I'm gonna spotlight my wardrobe for pretty much most of November. Oh, well, not most of November, like maybe the last week. That's what I'm thinking.
Have you tried it, James?
Interesting. So yeah, I was going to say that's interesting what Kaylee, because I've not promoted anything on Vinted. I'm like, no, it's no fees. I'm not paying you any money. But Kaylee said there you can reduce items by a certain percentage through collections. It shows the price in red. It works really well. So that might be something I might trial to see. Oh, here, create collections. 14 days for £7.46. Help buys from I'm looking for with up to 10 collections. Okay. I'm gonna have to have a look into that because it's that. I mean, you think like 14 days, like I said, what's that? 50p, just over 50p a day. So if you're doing your whole store and you've got a lot of stuff on there, it might be worth it.
And just a thought, if you put, say, like if you do the collections via, I mean, I suppose you could kind of. That's sorry, I've had like 4 different thoughts in my head. Yeah, I was going to say like filtering. Like I was going to say, oh, you could do it by size, or you could do it by your collections by type, so like t-shirts. But you can do that through the filtering anyway. So like buyers can do that through the filtering anyway. I thought making it a bit easier for buyers to see a certain amount of stuff might increase bundle buys.
I think it's that percentage off though, because it's that mentality, isn't it? If you see a slash through the price and it in red with a discount, it's kind of like, oh, this is an extra special price, let me buy. And it's that mentality of making you click. Similar to markdown sales on eBay. I found my markdown sales on eBay work really well because it's that mentality of this is only going to last for a couple of weeks, or it's going to last for a few more days. I've got to buy it now because this price will never be this cheap, when probably next week I'll put a coupon on. It's the same price anyway. But
Do you reckon they'll bring car parts in?
I think they've got to.
It's
and I say that because eBay's love for car parts is mad at the moment. Honey's in such great category because the first thing at the open they mentioned was, hello, thank you for coming. Car parts are flying, basically. That was the opening lines, wasn't it, at the open? So I think Vinted will be mad not to really push hard on that category because they could take a good share of that from eBay with no fees. You know, come and sell your car parts over here and we won't charge you for the privilege.
So I read an article from some outlet, and that Thomas Plantinga, I've got it. He's the CEO of Vinted, but he stated in the article that about diversifying from away from just fashion. Like they've made the name in clothing and they're diversifying a bit. And he said, yeah, that's a natural kind of progression of where we're going. So I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they started off with that, and then you said that there's 7 categories. So is that they're all different from clothing?
There's no, I said there's 7 like categories to fill in, you know, when you're listing an item.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I knew they branched out to electronics, but I didn't know if there was anything else really.
Yeah, I mean,
there's women, men, designer. So designers, you things like your Gucci, Prada, all that stuff. Kids, but these are the main categories, and there's loads of subcategories. The kids, which will be like clothes, baby care, buggies, ride-on toys, school, etc. Home, which is like your textiles, tableware, celebrations, holidays. Electronics speaks for itself. Entertainment, which is like books, games, puzzles, music, video, and then they got pet care. So I can see them adding more categories, and yeah, if they do not do car parts, they're missing a trick, just because how much eBay's pushing it themselves.
Yeah, Simon was saying, why am I so stuck in the mud? I find it hard to make changes. Is that a good thing or bad? I think that might have been when I was chatting about, say, like using a cross-listing tool or stuff like that. Do you ever feel like that? I mean, we felt like that a little while ago. You've definitely changed a lot, James. I mean, you definitely make more changes now.
I feel I changed too much. That's my trouble. I wish I was more stuck in the mud at times, because I make a decision like, I'm going to do this, and then 3 weeks later I'm like, right, now I'm going to do that. I need to basically say like, I'm going to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. Like, I've had many conversations at the start of the year. I was like, this is my plan. I'm going to stick to it. I'm not going to make any changes this year. And I make a change every month, I'm sure. I promoted this rate. I'm not going to promote. So I'm going to use a coupon. I'm not going to use a coupon. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to niche fully into clothing. Oh, now I'm thinking I'm getting the itch to start being an everything seller again. I'm doing this on YouTube. I'm not doing it. My brain is like ADHD. Sure. Leanne's convinced I've got ADHD because I just can't like make a decision, just stick to it and follow it through. But with Simon saying he's stuck in the mud, I think Kaylee's right what she said earlier. You know, trial it, do it for a week, cross list everything for a week and see what your results are. We know Kaylee's had tremendous success with Vinted, like tremendous success, and she's not stupid. So yeah, I would encourage people to take that advice from Kaylee. Just cross list it. And what's the worst what can happen? It's a week full of, you know, stresses around, oh, I've got to delist this automatically because the app hasn't done it. Okay, you deal with that for a week. You can always take everything off of Vinted if you wanted to.
But it's not hard just to log into your eBay and search your stock and just like, a barcode. It's dead easy.
But I think it depends on the amount you're doing, because I think if my Vinted page was say 100 items, I think that's easy to manage. But say I got up to, you know, 5,000 items on Vinted, that becomes, I think, more of a stress than it might be worth in that sense. But sadly, there's not a cross-listing tool that's perfect, because they all say they delist, or a lot of them say they delist. But I've had the trial with Zip Sale. Stuff wasn't being delisted. I'm using Accelerator right now. Sometimes the photos aren't transferring across. And I've messaged them because I paid like $25 or $30, whatever it is. And I've messaged them and said, basically, the photos aren't transferring. Like, this is not like what I want, a service kind of thing. And they've just come back and said, oh, we'll look into it and we'll credit you any time lost. And I'm like, but you don't understand, like, this isn't the program I've signed up for. So I believe manually listing is the way. It doesn't take too long.
Yeah, that's what I do. I manually cross list because, like I said, I'm a bit of a megalomaniac when it comes to my listing. I want to at least know if there's a mistake made, it's my mistake. It's not some random company that I'm paying.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, manual listing all the way.
Yeah, I think Simon's smashing it as well. I mean, yeah, like we were saying, when you introduce new stuff, I mean, I think, I'm trying to think about what I've changed recently. I mean, I'm a bit like you, James. I do change quite a lot, but I think only really the dynamic ad rate. I think I changed that from 10% to dynamic 8%. But other than that, it's been pretty stable with everything so far. But I mean, Simon, yeah, I wouldn't suggest changing anything at the minute. I mean, what are you, like 15 listings and then like 15 to 20 selling per day? I mean, that's crazy. So
but if he was to put them 15 he lists today on Vinted, is that really going to take him much more time? Because I think to list on Vinted, George, again, you'll know more than us. To list on Vinted, what takes a minute? If you've got the photos already, it takes a minute on your phone. You do it on your phone, and literally it's so quick. So if, for instance, Simon does his 15 today on eBay and then puts them on Vinted, it'll be quite interesting to see whether he sells any of them 15 on Vinted before he sells them on eBay. Put them at the same price. You're paying no fees on Vinted to do it that way. But I know for some people, you know, it's a bit harder to do that. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's just so quick. It's just quick to get it on Vinted. You can do it. I think you can do it in less than a minute. If I'm being honest, it's just that easy. Like when I'm doing my lives, I cross list while I'm doing my live. So I'm not just doing like 10, 15 items. I'm doing like triple that. So, well, not triple, but you know, reseller math.
Cheers, Dogger.
Can we chat about this?
Chat about what?
Come to the camera. Go like that.
Do you know what?
You can't really see you from back there.
Yeah, I've got my friend. I've got my little friend on my
What?
Do you know what? I'm using a purple shampoo. It's a little bit ginger. I don't mind saying right now.
Yeah, you got.
It's starting to go a bit brighter. Oh, shut up, Simon.
Because you done it for the football, didn't you? You like first of all, not like this time around, but
so I done it like three and a half years ago, I think it was, for a bet that I lost for the football. And I think last time I got it more like silvery tint in there as well, compared to this time as like full blonde. But yeah, I like it. I think it suits me personally, but you know, let the chat decide.
yeah, resale. Sam, but the problem is there his eBay sales may go down. Yeah, we was chatting about this earlier, whether it affects it, whether it doesn't. Chris came in and said doesn't really think it affects it, but yeah, I think that it might. I don't know.
But if you're listing as well, you should be making up, like, because you're not going to be selling like a lot of things on Vinted to begin with. So you should be, like, if you're listing like 20 a day, but you're only selling like say 2 or 3 on Vinted, you're only taking off a couple, but then you're listing stuff on eBay. So it shouldn't.
Yeah, eBay hates business sellers anyway. eBay only likes private sellers. So yeah, team Vinted.
This was brilliant.
It really is like a codependent abusive partnership.
Yeah, it actually is. It is like that. Anything you do with eBay, they punish. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit. You talked about it a little bit earlier, Luke. My promoted listing campaign, I don't know how, like, turned itself off. So I was saying to Luke for ages, I was like, mate, I don't know what like's happened to my eBay, but the sales are through like the floor. Like I was having like £19 sale day. Then it'll be like £30. Then it'll be £60. Then it'll be like £12. And I'm like, my sales haven't been this low since like the day I started, really. And then it was really frustrating me. And then I was on my mobile, funny enough. I didn't even notice on PC because of all them filters that they hide things now. And it said promoted listings available. And it's like 498. And I was like, what's happened there? Anyway, so somehow they'd come off. And I put them all back on promoted. And since then, my sales have been like back where they are. I mean, I always don't mind sharing. We went through days like £58, 132, 118, and then I put my promoted back on, and we had 207, 403, 262, 313, 310. So where people say about does promotion really help? Does it really work? Absolutely, it does. There's my experiment where eBay took all my stuff off without me knowing. I put it back on, and sales are back to where they should be. So if people are thinking about promoting, it's definitely worth doing so. What you promote at, completely up to you. What can you afford to promote at? That's the answer.
Who thinks it doesn't matter? I want to know if anyone in the chat thinks it doesn't matter promoted listings, because I mean, you can see on your advertising dashboard as well, can't you? You know, the sales that it affects. So if you put, say, 1,000 in, you get the ROAS, return on ad spend, you get, say, like 10, and then you get like, what was it, £1,000? Like, or from 100 quid spend or something like that. But yeah, do you think as well at the same time, if you just price it that slightly cheaper, do you think that it matters that much? I mean, I think it does, to be honest. Every time I made a change, it just goes through the floor. So
my impression, looking now, my last week, and I've not even switched it on for a week. It's only been like 5 days, I think, since I realized my impressions are up 34.3%. My page views are up 34.9%. And my quantity sold is up 100%. Like over 100%. So
yeah, this is the thing. Like when I get something a little bit unique or a little bit rare, I should start not promoting it, I think. But I just have this blanket strategy where I go, now I'm doing 8% dynamic. So the highest it can go up to is 8%, but it might be a lower percentage when it does sell. But I can't be asked to just kind of select items. I'll just do the whole thing across the board. So I haven't got to go in and tweak anything or not put stuff in. But yeah, what Andy was saying there, I sell very niche collectible categories, and my items are so rare. People who want it find me, so they'll find the actual item no matter what.
Yeah.
But for clothing, especially like the bread and butter stuff, that's fairly saturated. I mean, we try not to pick up crazy saturated stuff, but do you think it just needs that little bit of a boost, no matter how you're pricing it?
Yeah, I do.
I agree, and I think Angie's spot on there. Like if it's a rare collectible, like you don't need to promote that at all, because you're going to find the buyer will be out searching for that. If I was in the video game category, for instance, I wouldn't promote at all, but I'd make sure I was always searching low to high. So when I go to list my item, I want to see the actives. I want to see what compares to my item and the lowest price, and I'd make sure I'm like a penny under that, because I think in that category, that's how a lot of people search, from my opinion.
Yeah, they always check in terms of video games, because I used to do it. I check the CX price, and then I check I basically I don't filter, I sort by like the cheapest price and buy it now and everything. That's all I do. Like condition wise, it's not really like it's not really as important, but yeah.
Just make sure you're the cheapest on the market, because that's it. I think it all comes down to, and we speak about it a lot, knowing your customer. In that sense, like, you know, Angie's saying there, I know my customers will find me in her category, you know, but for me selling, I don't know, a pair of Levi's 501s, if you search on eBay Levi's 501s, how many options has that customer got? Is the customer going to scroll to page 4 or 5 to find my unpromoted listing of Levi's 501? Maybe. Are they going to search low to high? Maybe, but a lot of people will just type in Levi's 501 and say, there's my size, there's the color I want, I'm going to check out. Because they want a pair of jeans and just move on with their life. They don't want to spend a week, you know, analyzing it. So, yeah, I think it does depend on your category, and I think it does depend on the item at some point.
I think this just shows how sometimes eBay can be like quite intimidating and like overwhelming as well. Because Andy was saying that my wife just started clearing her wardrobe. She looked at eBay and then Vinted and opened up a Vinted account. She said, no way, she's doing all of that on eBay. No fees, don't matter. No fees don't matter. Ease of use is key. So it's just so much easier. Like you go on it, take a couple of pictures or whatever, fill out, what was it, 7 that Georgie was saying? And then that's it, you're away. No fees as well at the same time. So it just, yeah. I mean, I was going into London like a couple of weeks back, and I just heard a mum and a daughter speaking about it. And it's just, feels like just multiple generations are just getting involved now as well.
Leanne's exactly the same. She's never sold an item on eBay and never will. But she's made like £400 on Vinted, and before HMRC and you lot come for us, private stuff, her own personal stuff. She even sold the other day. She's like, "Oh, have you got a poly bag?" And I was like, "I've got loads, but what for?" Like, you need to buy your own. I said, "If you're going to sell on Vinted, you need to buy your own." Anyway, she was like, "Oh, I've sold this book." She's like, "I sold this book," and I was like, "How much for?" She's like, £2. I was like, I said to her, "What's the point what's the point? Because I don't get it. You know, we're resellers, but for her, she's like, I just leave it all in my Vinted budget, and then she doesn't even withdraw it. She then uses that money to buy clothes on Vinted.
Well, that's interesting because eBay have announced. Well, didn't they announce like we have to manually take our money out now, or else it'll be left?
You say we the private sellers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they've said to private sellers, like they've left it in so that they can spend while they're at. That was the whole kind of mentality of giving free fees, wasn't it? So that they could keep the money in so that they could spend more. That was
Same
like
as
their
Vinted.
mentality.
Vinted don't transfer the money straight to your bank account. You need to request it. And I know when I sold a couple of bits on my other Vinted account, I was using that money then to snipe items. I was never withdrawing it. Where with this, with the Pro account, now it's separate, I will be withdrawing it, but I'm not going to like withdraw it every single day. I'm not going to take a tenner out here. You know, I'll let it build up to, I don't know, £1,000, and then I'll withdraw it all in one go. But yeah, you're right there. That mentality of leaving it in there.
I'd be too scared to leave it in.
Oh, right, in case they close your account down.
Well, yeah, because I think didn't it happen to George Ross? Like he left it in and he had like £300 or £400 in, and they said, "Oh, it's going to take 6 months to clear."
Oh, okay. Maybe I should withdraw every sale.
I'd be devoed.
Someone on Instagram, I think they had that with Depop as well. Close their account, and there was a lot left in there. Ah, was it? Yeah, yeah. I was speaking to him. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" Also, yeah, Joe was saying.
Sorry, I was going to say one more thing with Vinted. Also with Vinted, the good thing about eBay is when you make a sale, the money's hit your eBay account. You're getting paid that money out like day after if you're on same day. With Vinted, you might have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks to even see this money. Because you've got a week to post the item, which blows my mind still. I'm like, what do you mean I don't have to post this until next Tuesday now? Like, what is this like mentality?
Freedom.
You have a week to post it, then they receive it. And then I think they've got 4 days or maybe 2 days now to accept the order before you even get paid. So you could be waiting like a couple of weeks for it to even hit your account, which is mad as well.
Yeah, Joe was saying eBay have always recommended ending stale listings, so how would they know? So yeah, that's probably referring to, you know, you just ending them and then putting them on Vinted. So would it make much difference? I mean, their recommendations, I don't know if it was Benji that said it or Simon recently said, you know, for stale listings, because I used to revise it as in like change price, change title, change type specifics if it was way back, and then now I do something different and then relist it. But that's relisting, not selling similar. So recently with the stale stuff, I would end it, do changes, and then sell similar bulk, 200 at a time. Oh my God, did that make a difference? I'm not saying 100%, but it was crazy the difference that made to when I was just straight relisting it. Because I'm guessing you get a new item number. So yeah, for me, that was crazy. I mean, but it was like, I think I did 600 in one time. So it's probably going to have a big effect if you're ending it, selling similar, giving it a new item number, giving it a better price, giving it a better structure. So, I mean, really, it should just do that.
Do you know what I've started doing? And I know it's kind of like, I think I've talked about it ages ago, but you know, when you reduce or go into edit all and you edit the price and you knock off, say like the percentage, and it makes like a £20 item into a like £19.37 item, and it's a bit kind of, everyone's like, why is it not like rounded up? I've been going through all my listings and just rounding it up or rounding down or making it a whole number, trying to do that. And instead of going on the percentage, I've been knocking off, say like 10p here, 50p here, that kind of thing. And the amount of interest on those items have gone up. It's weird. It's psychology, isn't it?
Yeah, I delisted. I was having problems yesterday with the business policies, and because we go away on Thursday, I need to change the dispatch time from 1 day to 3 day. So I was getting so frustrated. I literally delisted my whole eBay store yesterday and just relisted it all on this new postage policy because I was getting so frustrated with things not moving across and errors coming in. And I thought to myself, this is going to do one or two things. It's going to kill my eBay store, or my eBay store is going to go absolutely wild. And it done nothing. It was the same as it had been. So I don't know whether today is going to have more of an effect, but it'd be quite interesting because when I first started reselling with eBay, you know, when it tells you your item's got like an hour left until it ends, until it relists itself, I used to always work through that list every day and say anything what's ending in the next 24 hours, I'm going to delist and relist. I'd rather do it, or sell similar, sorry, because I'd rather give it a new item number. But I don't do that at all anymore. The only time I ever really delist stuff is like what I've done now. And a lot of people say, I don't want to do it because I don't want to lose the data of when it was listed. But I just work through SKU number on that. So I know if it's SKU number 100, it's been listed for ages. So I don't need to know the exact date of when it's been listed. But I know a lot of people don't want to do it because of that.
Have you guys ever done the that strategy where you do the full clean slate thing, where you take everything down and then relist everything? Have you ever done that?
That's what I've done. That's what I've done yesterday. Yeah. Took
was it?
everything.
Right.
I cleared like 700 items and then just relisted them all at the same time. So we'll see. My eBay store will probably be dead now for the next like 5 days, and I'll like never do that. Just put up with the business policies.
But yeah, you did that so that you can do it, clears all the offers sent, everything like that, and then you can pretty much restart, and then you put your increased dispatch times on, so that then you haven't got to muck about. That's the reason why you done it, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. The only crap thing is though, you do lose all the like the watches and stuff. So I'm not recommending to do this, by the way. I was just getting so pissed off with the business policies. I was like, I just need something quick and done.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because we're going away Thursday. So I thought, right, Sunday, if I sent all my last offers out that day, but then I thought when I change over my business policies, because I was putting dispatch 7 days on. So then basically when I come back on Tuesday, I don't have to start and send anything until the Wednesday, the day after. But the thing is, I was like, why are they not all going over? But then I remembered that when you send offers out on them, they're still under the old policies. So I was like, right, I have 4 days to gradually push everything over. And then when you reassign it onto your new policy. But if you don't want to go through all of that, and if you've left it too late, and then someone accepts an offer just as you jet off somewhere or go away, that's under the old policy. So you've still got to be shipping that out. So I reckon if you've given yourself enough time, if you're giving yourself 4 days plus, then you can gradually move them over before you go away. But if you've left it last minute, that might be a good play to end everything. And then in the meantime, if you're ending everything and then selling everything similar or whatever, you can make a few changes and it might even give you a bit of a boost, as well as sort the policies out.
It took a bit of pressure off for me this week as well, because like the stuff I sold yesterday, I don't have to ship until I think it says Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's Wednesday. So I don't actually have to ship that. I think it's Thursday. I'm not sure. I need to look. I don't ship it till Thursday, but I'll still ship it out today. But it does mean then if I decided that actually I'm not going to ship today, I'm not going to ship until tomorrow afternoon and then get everything out. And then I won't need to ship then until Monday anyway. So it does take a bit of pressure off, but I'm still a firm believer. If you have same day dispatch, that's the play if you can do it. I know Simon's been trialing like 1 day or two, I think 2 days, and Orlando's is doing 3 days. So people are still making sales with longer dispatch, but I'm definitely trying to offer as much as I can for the customer and to also keep eBay happy as well.
Where are you at with dispatch, George? Are you same day or are you like 1 or 2?
I, for the longest time, just had 2 to 3 days dispatch, like for the longest time. And it's only in the past, like, probably about a month and a half, 2 months, where I've moved it to next day, like dispatch time. So I've got like 24 hours to move it. It's just because it's getting to 4:15. I'm going to be shuttling back and forth to the unit anyway. So it's just easy for me to just do that. And I have seen like the odd uptick in sales, but I still, like you, I still think the Vinted, like, you got 7 days to dispatch. Where's this freedom? It's bloody brilliant.
It's annoying in some ways though, because I left an item the other day for like 4 days without dispatching it on Vinted, and I said to myself, well, what are you doing? You're at your lockers every single day to pick up the stock. Just grab it and ship it straight away, because you are delaying getting your money at the end of the day as well.
But it's annoying. I find Vinted annoying because they send you a notification every day. It's like, oh, remember, you got 6 days left. You've got 5 days left. But if you've sold like 3 or 4 items, you get a notification for each of them. So it's like, all right.
Yeah,
I'm just going to feel like
I'm just going to change the mentality to same day dispatch with Vinted as well. When I go to pick up my stuff, I look on the Vinted app, what has sold overnight or yesterday. I collect it and then just do it that way.
just want to go back to the dispatch thing as well. So say if you're going away, do you think this is a good thing to do? So I'm going away pretty much for like what 5-6 days, and that's pretty off-putting for a buyer if they see what you're not going to be shipping their item for a week. So it's going to put a lot of people off. But do you think when you're sending offers out, you should be putting in your messaging that I'm going to be shipping same day or next day, regardless of what it says, up until when you go, to stop people being put off? Do you think that's a good little hack?
I definitely would. Do you know what I would do in hindsight as well? Knowing what I'd changed yesterday, I would have done all of this change on Wednesday, the day before I went away, because customers will be looking at my store now and saying, "Oh, what do you mean he's not going to ship it until Thursday?"
Yeah.
And that's going to also put people off. Because there is an option on eBay as well where you can actually view the offers you've sent. So what I might have done as well is just cancel all them listings. So say you've got 100 offers you've sent out, delete all them listings and then relist them, because then they can go on the new policy. But I would definitely be putting a message in just saying, just to let you know, I'm away from Thursday, so I've extended my dispatch time, but I'm shipping out items until 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So as long as this is paid before then, the item will be shipped.
Yeah, I think when you try and convert the policies over to the new one as well, when you get errors on the ones that have got offers on them, so they can't go over.
That's
you
what
can actually, you can view all those listings as well on that section. So you just go into the ones that have got errors on them, and then it will bring them up in your active listing. So you can pretty much do whatever you want with them then. But yeah, I wanted to the last like 10 minutes or so, I wanted to get on to my good pal George. So at the minute, George, so with car boots coming to an end, I mean, is it mainly your strategy anyway? Because I see you in charity shops probably more often than anything. Is that mainly the play for you, and then the odd kilo sale? Like, what are the plans for pretty much winter for you in terms of like sourcing and just business wise?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm quite lucky. I've got a couple of car boots that run all year round. Other than like the Christmas week, there's one that's all year round. I mean, you're not going to get like the every day kind of seller there, like the families that go on in the summer, but you can still get some good stuff. But I don't know. I think because it's just availability, charity shops are just there. They're just there. They're open. I think what I've started doing now is, when it comes to kilo sales, I'll probably go to 6 throughout the year. I think it's like one every other month. And there's a few that I can go to. And yeah, I usually don't pay more than £15 a kilo, except there's this really good one that's £20 a kilo, but they have such good stuff. Yeah, I found like 5 Fuel Raven shirts. I was like, oh. So yeah, it's I don't know. I think for clothing, I'll stick to my kilos because they're so good for bread and butter stuff. I can go in, I can spend an hour in there, I can get like 40 to 60 items, spend like 130 quid, come on out, and then go home, and then that'll be like my listing for the next like 2 or 3 weeks on clothing. But then when it comes to other stuff, the charity shops for bric-a-brac are just so full at the moment because they're not really like selling them, because people are going to the clothing, and that's where they know that they can put the markup. They can mark up the prices at the moment. So the bric-a-brac kind of gets fallen in terms of like awareness. They don't really care about it. I find around here anyway. So I'm being around near the potteries, you can pick up some really good like stuff. But yeah, I think auctions as well. I've been looking at auctions because there's a couple of auction houses near me that used to be really good, but I haven't really been there in about 2 or 3 months. But yeah, I think car boots, when they start whittling down, I'll probably ramp up my charity shop kind of thing, or just do what other people do and just go on like Facebook. Like Facebook, loads of people are like talking about it, like how it's gotten better. It's like, it hasn't. It's just the searching is a nightmare.
Yeah, Facebook's the Wild West. I've been looking at Facebook for more opportunities as well. I mean, I got all this fancy dress stuff from looking on Facebook. But you've got to be like so quick, not just to respond, but also to get there and get the stuff. Because the amount of people who will message and say, "Oh, I'll give you £5 extra, I'll give you £10 extra," and it happens. like us resellers do it. I must admit, I've probably been guilty of doing it myself, to say I will pay you more money than what you've listed it for. So yeah, you've got to be super quick. But auctions is an interesting one. So do you go to auctions in person, or is it online? Is it like the Easy Live auctions and stuff?
Yeah, I'm registered with Easy Live. That's a really good one. Because you can just pay like what is it, either 3% or is it a tenner or something? It's like a flat rate, isn't it? So, but the one that I go to is literally in like 5-minute drive,
Oh, nice.
and it's like a big one, and they do online, so they sell to all around the world, which is kind of like annoying because you get outbidded. That's how it's gone up a bit.
Sure.
And their minimum spend now, it used to be £2 for a lot, but now during COVID it went to £5, and now it's £10. So they're kind of pushing a lot of people out. But there's also another one where they're stuck in like where they're established, they're stuck in like a black zone, like a dead zone when it comes to the internet. So you can't list, you literally can't research, but they can't do the internet selling. So you've got to go in person.
Yeah.
And there's a seller at the local car boot to me. They get all their stock there. So I'm just going to cut out the middleman. Oh, well, that's when I used to live near there. I'd go there and I'd cut out the middleman, and I'd just buy like loads of boxes for like a tenner. It was dead good.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I've never really utilized, the auctions, Facebook Marketplace. I think Facebook Marketplace, when I was an everything seller and they used to put up toy bundles, I think that's the only time I really used them. But yeah, I mean, Andy was saying it here. He goes to his wholesaler, kilo sales, £15 per kilo. We spoke about it before, but I remember when it was £12 per kilo. That was pre-love kilo, and then you could buy a kilo in advance and it'd be £10. And I would go to their events in like London, Cambridge, and I thought they were really good. But that was when I first started, so I don't know how good the stuff was then, because I just got into clothing. It's like when I went to the rag, I thought it was amazing stuff, and then it ended up not being. But yeah, £12 per kilo pre-buying, and yeah,
that the pre-love kilo that you're going on about, their warehouse is immense. There's hardly, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And when I went, me and Philippa were the only people in there, so we were like, yes, like I got Versace trousers that were just there, Versace couture jeans that were just on the rail. Like there was just so much stuff, and I was like, they've got a shop in Sheffield as well. But yeah, the warehouse is insane, and they give you like 10-15% off, or if like vouchers and stuff. And they have like, I think, like you say, I think you can pre-order, or not pre-order, you can book like a time to go in, and if you've done that so many times, they give you a percentage off. There's loads of like offers that they do, but there's honestly, people say like, oh, there's no kilo sales that are below £20. There's one in London. It's called Wings Vintage. They do like a £10 kilo sale all the time, and it's like, it's massive. Just check online. That's all I say, because there is stuff around. There's one in Kent as well. That's 15 quid, and they are fire right now. But it depends on where they get their stuff, because if they're getting it from Goodwill outlets from America, that's already been filtered through the American kind of market and resellers, and it's basically just tat. I think it's the ones you want. I think it's the European wholesalers. I think they've got a good kind of like grasp on it, because they sell to all the vintage thrift stores throughout Europe, and they are some of the amazing stuff.
I want to get we spoke about it recently, James. We said that we was going to get someone on here that actually has a kilo sale. Was it Gully Garms? I think we was going to try and see if he'll come on, because he actually runs one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it'd be good to get Gully Garms on there. We'll have to tell him that we'll do a collab with him, and then we won't do a follow-up video afterwards. But yeah, it'd be good to get him on for someone's perspective, from the point of like, he runs it, and he runs the kilo sales and stuff, and he does bundles online. So I mean, it's something that I know I've never done, like wholesale and kilo and stuff, but the one local to me in Woking is always £20 a kilo, and I must admit, it puts me off going when I see them prices. But I guess there is stuff. I mean, Chug was saying there he found a pair of double RL jeans. George, you found some good stuff. So I guess it just takes the right couple of items to make it worth it.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to, I think it's probably the first one I went to, there was a Ralph Lauren down gilet, which is like, I mean, if you can get that sort of stuff, you can get the down jackets because they weigh like next to nothing and they hold amazing value. But it's just when you get like the denim jackets and that, or jeans, I mean, it weighs a lot, and then you're pushing into like say 2 kilos, and then all of a sudden you're paying 40 quid for a pair of jeans or 40 quid for a denim jacket. You gotta navigate yourself well there, I think.
Yeah, that is one of the things. Like it is like a kilo sale boo boo going straight for the heavy stuff. But sometimes some places they cap it. So there's this one place that I go to, Worth the Wait, and they cap like the jackets are like £10. So it depending on your, like, if you find out about a Barber jacket, hello, £10 for a Barber jacket, thank you. But like I usually go like for the summer, it's like the like t-shirts. The t-shirt game in there like is insane. You can pick up so much stuff, and it's like I think it's like usually like 4 t-shirts per kilo. So for like 15 quid, you got 4 t-shirts. That works out like what, like £3.50 odd. That's less than what charity shops charge.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's about not getting carried away. But
yeah,
you're right. On vintage, would you spend £20 on a Barber wax jacket? Absolutely. But then I think to myself, would I spend £20 in a kilo sale? Absolutely not. And it's such a strange mentality because the same £20 it's weird. But yeah, do you know what? Maybe I need to actually just go to one because I've never been to one. I just imagine them, George, being like, the jumble sales, George. I was speaking to Benji about this at the weekend, and I said, you've got to watch out for the old ladies at the jumble sales because they are elbows,
brutal,
trolleys in your legs. They don't care. They do not care. Is it like that at a kilo sale? Is it a case of doors open and it's like a bit like lemmings, looks like everyone going everywhere and grabbing stuff? Is it mad?
Yeah, kind of. On the like the jumble sale grannies, they are evil. They are evil, and it's like they don't give a shit if they're all like 20 something, 30 something. They'll be like, yeah, and they'll be grabbing up. They're fucking mental. But yeah, I think with the kilo sales, if you go to one of the traveling ones, it is kind of like that. Like you have to get in first, and you have to go straight to where you know where things are and stuff like that. But if you go to the warehouses, you can. It's not as bad, and they filter the people in. So if you're there first, which is what I always try and get there, like half an hour before, I'm always like there, so I can go in and I know where things are, so I can go straight to routing. But they also have at this Worth the Wait, they have a wholesaler event, and that is what is 20. It's usually £15, but it's actually £20 for the wholesaler event, but they only let in, I think it's like 10 or 15 people. So you've got the run of the mill, and it's all day. You can stay all day. So if you're there, if you've got like a load of money to burn, and then they can deliver it for you, and it's a standard £10 anywhere in the UK. It's brilliant, I find.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before, like if it's worth it, then I'd definitely pay it. It's like we was chatting about. Like I think we got a bit of stick for it as well when we was talking about the early entry fee on the car boots, like paying like 15, 20 quid. If I can get in like, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours early or something like that, is it worth it? Some people thought it was, some people thought it wasn't. Some people think it's crazy paying 20, 25 quid to get into a car boot early. But like what you said there, like if you're restricted to 10 of you and you've got the pick of it and you're there all day, then,
or even if you go with like a load of mates, they do appointments. There's one in Manchester, I think it's something like Angel North Wholesale or something like that. And I've gotten some really good stuff from there in the past, but they do appointments. Like there's a lot of these places now where they do appointments. So you've got to spend, I think it's like £300, £500 minimum to go, and you've got to put like £100 deposit down. But if you go with say like 4 or 5 of your mates, you can say, we're going as a team, and you can just divvy it up and just say, right, we're going to cap ourselves at like 100 quid and we'll work out whatever surplus. It's easy to do. Just go in as a team. But yeah, I'd recommend it. It is like for these ones though, you do have to, like you say, there is a lot of like, you have to root for stuff, but usually when they have a big batch of stuff from like a fresh batch, they have like the amount of Ralph Lauren and Tommy Hilfiger. The Tommy Hilfiger was insane. And I used to get like 10, 15 Gant shirts in a row. And I just like, yeah, I definitely recommend like maybe going as a group. Because if you haven't done it before either, And plus, you
I'm
can
gonna,
probably
I'm
get
gonna
cheaper
have to
rates.
definitely give it a go. You've inspired me to actually just go and have a look and see what it's like. So
Yeah,
next time
it's
it's
good
on,
fun, if anything.
There'll probably be one in your town, James. I mean, Pre-Love Kilo have just started. I think they've done 2 now. They're in my town, literally like walking distance away. And because I was just put off by the £20 per kilo, but what I don't know why I wouldn't, because I mean they started at like 10 o'clock on a Sunday. So I was like, it's perfect for like finishing one car boot, coming back and then going to it. So yeah, I mean, and the queue was massive as well. And I thought because they recently went to like, I don't know when they did go to £20, I thought there's no way there'd be, because usually the queue goes for miles. They give you a bag as you're like in the queue, and then it just goes down and down and down. But yeah, it was massive. So I think I definitely need to try that out. But I wanted the last question. I don't know if you have like a daily sourcing goal or anything like that, George, but where you're at now, and then like what's the plans for you going forward? I mean, are you looking to like grow? Are you looking to? It's one of Simon's favorite questions. I actually quite like asking it now. But where exactly are you now, and then where do you kind of want to be going in the future?
Sourcing wise, I don't source every day, even though I feel like I do. Yeah, I probably try and list between 15 and 20 a day. And I would love to kind of like push it where I could do like say 20 or 30 or as many as I could. But I've got other things on. But I think in terms of like just reselling, I would like, for some reason I've been, because I do like a breakdown on my videos every month. I do like a breakdown of my sales and everything. And this year I am below last year. Last year was amazing year. And this year I'm probably around, I'm lagging like 10% behind. I'm really, really lagging. And I don't know why. I just think I don't even know why. But like, because I'm listing more, I'm trying my best to kind of like list more, but I for some reason I'm 10% behind. I don't know. I think in terms of targets, like eBay's my bread and butter. It's like, that's like my main income for reselling. But Vinted and Depop, they are definitely creeping up. And if I could get to the point where, say, like I can split 30% on one, 30% on another, that would be perfect. But it means pushing Vinted and Depop. So I think in terms of target, I'm at 500 listings on Vinted, on my clothing Vinted. So if I could hit 1,000, that'd be good. Just in terms, if you want a number, that's like that would be brilliant. 1,000 on Vinted, 1,000 on Depop, and if I can make like £1,000 a month on each of them, that'll be amazing. As like a side kind of like thing, because eBay's my priority. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty blasé. I shouldn't really be this blasé about business. It pays my bills, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Isn't it funny that, because I look at that as well. I see Vinted as like this side hustle in a weird way. I don't ever feel to myself like I'm ever going to look at the Vinted money. Maybe I will at some point, but I'd always look at the eBay total for the end of the year and say, okay, this is how much I've made. And then Vinted, I kind of disregard. And I don't know whether it comes down to because it's a different platform, it's no fees. I don't know what it is. Like at the end of the day, we're still going to have to be paying the tax man the money on the Vinted stuff anyway. So yeah, I think it's good that you kind of say to yourself, if I could do 1,000 on each platform a month, like that would be a sweet spot for you.
Yeah, specifically on like tertiary, on like secondary platforms like Vinted and Depop and Etsy. If I can like get an extra grand on them, that's gravy. Yeah. I mean, I can survive technically on my eBay money, but it's like the sprinkles and cherry on top. It's
like a bonus.
It's the bonus.
So what you're saying, James, you get buzzing when you get a Vinted sale.
Just because it's new, isn't it? That's 10 Vinted sales down the line. Like I still get buzzing with an eBay sale as long as it's not like £5. But 10 sales down the line, you'll be like, well, another Vinted sale. It just becomes the norm, doesn't it? So it's just because it's new. It's brand new to me, and to be fair, a lot of people have been doing it. And I've been sitting back being like, no, I'm not going to do it. And now it's like, yeah, like, this is the best thing. And everyone's like, yeah, it's Vinted. Like we've been telling you this for a year. So yeah, it's one of them hype things, isn't it? It'll not die its death, but the excitement won't be the same. But yeah, when I woke up to another sale this morning, I was like, this is the best platform ever.
This is unreal.
You know what I said at the start about, is anyone going to close down their eBay and move to Vinted? It's going to be me. I'm like, Vinted's the best. Like, See you later, eBay. I'm not really.
Yeah, and then you're like,
But then like
yeah,
2
you're
months
like,
later,
open
you'll
it.
be back on eBay.
I still believe eBay's king. Look, it gets the most eyes. There's lots of things that eBay does that Vinted doesn't. But yeah, I think Vinted definitely has some legs, and I'll be interested to see in a year's time when eBay decides to buy Vinted and kill the competition. What's the next platform to come and challenge? So we'll see.
Well, they got valued at like 4.4 billion Vinted, and someone was putting out feelers in terms of a takeover bid, and it wasn't eBay, it was some investment company, and that was earlier on this year. So
yeah,
it's gonna
could
happen.
be it could be like MySpace for the people who remember. You know, MySpace was everything, and then Facebook came onto the scene, and then MySpace, he sold MySpace, and that was it.
I miss
Yeah, as long as
MySpace.
there's competition and there's changes coming, then I think next year will be crazy. The amount of changes like eBay are going to implement as well. Because I mean,
Making more
I can't remember
changes.
who put it on their Instagram. I think it might have been Becca. She said about eBay possibly bringing in buyer fees instead of the seller fees.
That CEO let it slip on the radio, didn't she?
Yeah, so that could be massive. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dart because I need to get a haircut.
You need to get your
also,
holiday hair trim.
yeah, I'm gonna dye my hair yellow as well. So
Ginger. Do you know what? I must admit, in person, it looks a bit more blonde, but on camera, I've got yellow lights in here as well. It doesn't help.
No. So yeah, next week we might even have a week off, you know, because I mean I'm coming back.
We're away.
Tuesday.
We're not doing a podcast next week.
So yeah, I think we'll call it for next week.
Get a lie in next Tuesday then. That's good. And then a week after, we've got 2 extra special guests coming on to discuss some recent YouTube videos. No, I'm joking.
I know, and then we've
Kaji
changed the time, haven't we?
It should be. It should be because, you know,
in the red corner,
we might get some views and stuff. But yeah, it's all interesting, man. Like at the end of the day, the one thing I will say about all the reselling drama, just buy shit and sell shit. That's what we do. That's it.
I'm amazed that there's drama.
It's crazy.
I don't understand. Like, it just comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? And then
I like the drama.
It comes from one person, but everyone's afraid to say their name.
I like the drama car boot sale videos. A lot of people moan about them. Show me fights at the car boot. Brum reseller had the people stealing. His video's blown up. That's what I want to see. I want to see next season fights at the car boot and people film it. Please.
I'll tell you what, I'll come down to Dunton. I'll put like glasses on. I'll put a whole wig on and everything, and I'll be a paid actor. That's what I'll do. And I'll start.
That's what we need. I need paid actors. I need drama at the car booth. I don't need drama. People arguing about private sellers and business sellers. Who gives a fuck? Sorry. Anyway, let's end it there.
Anyway, Georgie, appreciate you getting up at the crack of dawn, mate.
Thanks.
Different for you, and then anyone who's in the chat a little bit earlier, appreciate you guys. But I want to make it 7 o'clock every week, but I've got to work on James. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
We could do 7 o'clock, but look, how's the chat been? Where's Benji? Benji's not in the chat.
Benji's never up. Like, you don't get up till what, 11?
Have a nice week, everyone. We won't be on next week, but we'll be on the following week. And yeah, I hope there's some more drama this week on YouTube. Actually, let's have some drama before we fly, so I can download the videos and watch it on the plane, which is even better. So
yeah, it won't take long before another video.
Someone kick off on YouTube, please. See you later.
I'll stir some shit up.
Yeah, stir something.
All right, sweet.